Got it. Preparing to live stream. Welcome. Welcome.
Right.
Hey, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the Quest Show. We're going to jump right in. I am your host, Lana Quest, and this is my lovely co-host, Anna.
Honor. So good to be back. I say that every week. We do have a lot to get into. We have our major news stories for this week. But before we get to that, we have a little bit of honorable mentions. Won't take up too much of your time. Yeah. But I thought that we should note that Steve Dirtball Bannon.
Hold on. Before you get into that.
Oh, go ahead.
Let's finish. Before we get into those, the little things she got some tidbits for you.
I do.
We're going to ask you guys to please like the thumbs up here, share, subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. If it's your first time here, welcome. Please join the chat. We have a game for you. We're going to, like Honor said, we got some tidbits, then we got some news cycle news, then we're going to play quotes and questions, and then we're going to have some Black excellence. So take it away.
Oh, can I talk about the dirt ball now? Oh,
what
Steve
dirt ball?
Bannon.
Which one?
The one that found his way to turn himself in on Thursday. Shouts out to AG Merrick Garland for going on ahead and dropping that what is it called? Grand jury indictment.
Yes, he did.
So he turned himself in, made some proclamation outside of the courtroom about, how he would be exonerated, whatever.
He said Hillary stuff, girl, too. He said blah, 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 Hillary. Like, I heard Hillary's name. Like, I didn't really listen. And I'm like, why is he talking about Hillary?
Hillary ran in, was that 2016?
I don't know.
It's November. And we're past election day again. So that's 5 whole years now. Hillary's not the president. And she's not going to be able to save you.
It's Hillary's fault, though, girl.
Oh, it is? Oh.
Yeah. And Biden's, too, because he said Biden spoke to Merrick and told you. He must think it's being run like Trump ran it, but continue. I'm sorry.
He'll sort it all out. Yeah, he'll sort it all out. Also, let's see, what else do we have? Mr. Shaman.
Is it
the guru?
The
red, white, and blue porn guy.
Oh,
yeah. He was sentenced today to 41 months in federal prison. And I'm just going to go ahead and say what I read in the tweet today. He will not be maintaining his vegan diet. He will be getting the standard SMEAT diet. That's SMEAT. I'm not sure what that is, but that will be his standard fare going forward. Good luck with that. Meditate on it. There you go. Meditate on it.
It sounds like some spam stuff. What is that?
And then I'm going to end on a positive note. Beto for governor.
Yes.
We needed that. Needed that because Abbott must go. So yeah,
I'm really happy about that. We know what's going to happen. Those Republicans are going to start trying to attack him like crazy because they're afraid. I think
they should be.
Yeah, that is one person that they are afraid of. They're wishing he never ran. Wow. What else happened? Anything else happened?
That's it. Well, that's just all my little honorable mention news.
Hey.
So, yeah, go ahead.
You know what did happen?
What?
Infrastructure.
Yay! Biden's infrastructure plan.
Girl, stop. Infrastructure did happen this week, folks. Infrastructure did happen. It did happen. How is the mic? Let me see. Is it okay? Am I good? Yes, I must. No one's complaining. So this mic is okay this week.
Okay.
Cool. All right, good. So yes, infrastructure did happen. How much is that? How many trillions? I forgot.
I
What
thought
is
it was
it?
1.5 trillion.
1.2 trillion bipartisan
1.2. Okay.
infrastructure. Yeah, 1.2. That means that some folks are going to get some bridges, some roads, and some broadband, things that folks need.
Desperately need, even living here in the
What is
city
that?
during the pandemic. I'm sorry, that is outside noise.
Oh, okay. I was like, sounds like a
Hopefully it'll go away soon. Ignore that, ignore
no,
that.
it's fine. It's fine.
But what I was saying is, even here, where I am, and I'm in a major metropolitan area,
Mhm.
there were kids that did not get to do school during a pandemic because they did not have access to broadband. And I know that there are just rural areas where there's just not even cable or anything. But
Right.
it really is going to help people in regular cities as well. Yeah,
Right.
the kids suffered in school not
Yeah.
having that type of access.
Yeah, right. They're having to go to like a McDonald's or
Mm-hmm.
parking lots. You see parents like driving to different areas so they can get some
Yeah,
Wi-Fi. Like this is 2021.
yeah. And
Well,
you wouldn't think that even the rural areas. I mean, the internet has been around for quite a while.
right,
So,
right. But it's true. I mean, it's even for those of us who have it,
mm-hmm.
it's still awful. I can't even tell you how many times a day when I'm working from home now and it just drops. I'm like,
Right.
what are we paying for right now? And then they
And
want
it's
to
not
charge.
inexpensive. It's not. So, you know what? Hopefully some of that money can go towards lowering cost as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Because it is too expensive. And and on top of the
Mm-hmm.
broadband, we're gonna get some clean pipes.
How about that? Flint, Benson Harbor.
Right.
There's is it Jackson, Mississippi? I think that has an issue. I don't think it's the lead
Oh,
pipes. They just have an issue with their water system.
right. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, right.
Mm-hmm.
My God, so many again. This is
Mm-hmm.
2021. How did this get this far?
Because it hasn't been infrastructure week in how long now?
You're right. Yeah, absolutely right. Trump kept
Yeah.
calling saying it was infrastructure week, but he never got it passed. Hello, Trump never got it passed, but guess who got it passed?
I don't think they even put forth a bill.
I
I'm
don't think.
not sure
I
that
think
that
he
ever
just called.
happened.
He just woke up every like Monday or
Mm-hmm.
Friday and said Monday it's
Mm-hmm.
infrastructure week, and they did absolutely nothing.
Oh, I also I'm sorry. I
Oh, no.
did have some more honorable mentions.
Mhm.
And these go out to the squad, the
Uh-oh.
ones that voted no. I'm
Uh-oh.
calling them out
They did vote no.
and
Right.
taking a sip on that because that was, I understand that everyone has to have their differences, their philosophies,
Right.
but when it comes time to advancing the agenda,
Right.
sometimes you have to do what you have to do.
Right.
We're all adults. We don't always get what we want. And there's a 1.2 trillion is a lot of something.
I think it's
It's
the
a lot
biggest,
of something.
like that's huge. This has not been done before.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they
So,
wanted the Build Back Better to coincide with this, and that
and
was
who's to say that it won't happen?
right.
We maybe it will, maybe it won't. I'm not going to speculate on that. I'm not going to be a doomsday sayer on this administration. I'm just going to wait and see. That's what I'm going to do.
Right. And
There.
it's about unity and how it looks. And
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I was supposed to talk about the trials first.
Oh, now we can get good news first because these trials are not, there's nothing good.
But
There
yeah,
is nothing except I would say the Ahmaud Arbery murder trial is going a lot better than the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Um, the judge,
the Rittenhouse judge. Oh yeah, the one.
um, Kyle's theatrical performance. Yes,
Right,
I'm going to call it as I see it.
right.
Um, yeah, I just don't know. I do. I'm not going to say I take hope in that the jury is still deliberating. I will say it does kind of show that they are at least examining the evidence.
Right.
Still think he's going to get off.
Yeah, me too. He'll be home with mommy very
Mm-hmm.
soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we knew the judge was trash when he had his phone in the courtroom. Two, his phone went
Not
off
even
the
on
courtroom,
silence, right?
not even on silent. And then it's playing was God Bless America, like Trump's rallying call. Like, what is that? Like, it was probably Trump calling saying, "Good job. Yeah, this is awesome." So yeah, that
Is that his
trial,
special ringtone for Trump?
it could be. It could be. I mean, or YMCA, because they get that confused. They love
Oh,
playing.
yeah.
Like this so
I'm
confused.
surprised the Christians allow that.
Because they don't understand. Apparently they don't listen to the words or they
And
don't.
this is why we need broadband.
It's true. But you know what
Open up the
trial?
world.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I did like yeah, Rittenhouse, that was just I can't even, yeah, whatever. So Ahmaud Arbery,
Mm-hmm.
I truly enjoyed today's testimony because the son decided to testify.
I thought
He,
that was really interesting.
I, yes, go ahead.
One quick point. In
No, go
his
ahead.
testimony,
Take
he
your
was
time.
saying, Ahmaud had the gun, but I shot him.
Right,
How do
right.
you shoot him when he has the gun? Like you have to you didn't tie that together the way it didn't come out the way you thought it was going to sound.
Girl.
And then you shot him 3 times, but he had the gun.
Yeah. His
No.
his whole testimony, like when of course when the defense, when they were asking him the little polite questions and trying to make it
Mm-hmm.
seem like he had all this experience
Mm-hmm.
because he was in like a Coast Guard or the Navy or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, and he
Mm-hmm.
had all this training. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh my God, the prosecution is going to eat you up
I
because
can't wait.
so he said that, Ahmad, when he saw him, he was gritting his teeth. He looked angry. The angry black man, because it's got to be the angry
Right.
black man to justify why he was self-defense, as if being angry is a reason to kill anyone.
Right. Right.
But it's bullshit. And then said Ahmad tried to get into the truck.
I did see that. Really? Y'all
So
been chasing him for 5 minutes and now he wants to hop in for a ride.
he just trying to hop. What was he gonna do? He's hopping into a truck that white men are chasing him in the deep south
Mm-hmm.
with a
Mm-hmm.
Confederate emblem on your truck. Probably y'all probably in there saying yeehaw, and he trying
Mm-hmm.
to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Come
Mm-hmm.
on, come on. But
Mm-hmm.
no, prosecution did have a chance to question him today, and
Oh.
they punched holes in just all of it, girl. Just all, things that he testified to,
Mm-hmm.
and was like, oh well, I was under pressure. I don't remember saying that. Like, this is very stressed, like stuff like he was getting caught in lies. None of it made sense. Like, questioned about his training. you
Mm-hmm.
know this is what
Mm-hmm.
your training taught you. Your training taught you to point a weapon at someone. That's what
Right.
that's what
Right.
your training
Right.
said. Oh no, it didn't. No, we know. And you know what they did, and this is what I was saying about the Rittenhouse trial, how
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you can try to say or make or ask a question in a way that you get the answer that you want without the judge objecting to it. So
Right.
she put race in there because you know how they didn't want them to ever mention race.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
However, when he testified, his own attorney was trying to asked him questions about other times where he had to like use his gun,
Mm-hmm.
try to make a citizen's arrest or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. And he told some
Mm-hmm.
story, long story short, about some homeless guy under a bridge, and that there had been like all these break-ins in the neighborhood. When the prosecutor, women, she came up there, she was like, what's the race of the man underneath the bridge you were talking about? Just a
Oh.
description of him. It's a description. white man. Oh, did you pull your
Oh,
gun out on this white man? How did you handle that situation? Right.
exactly.
Exactly. So she compared and contrasted how you dealt with this white man that y'all called the police, prior to dealing with him and saying he could be problematic. But with Mr. Arbery, you took it upon yourself, right?
No such courtesies, right?
No such.
Well, the police arrived just in time. They arrived at the right time. They did
Right.
what they wanted to do. They executed him.
Absolutely. Right. And then you didn't tell anyone. It's like no one said anything about anything. It's like this. I mean, remember? Like, go back. Remember the
It
parents.
took that a month for them to be charged or something like that. And then there was a DA that had to resign. Yeah, they were kind of passing it and tossing it around and kind of sweeping it under the rug.
Right. And the families like didn't know what was going on until they finally went to the media, like, this is happening. This is happening. Can someone help us? Like this. Ooh.
Do you know what is the epitome of that? What really symbolizes that as far as the trial? I'm not even sure which attorney it is, but this is the one that's stuck on the black pastors.
Right. That was the Arbery, because
no, I know it's the Arbery trial, but
okay.
it's one of I forget
the
which
attorney, which
yeah. There's so again the whole intimidating influential though he uses this time. He changes out the I word. They're so influential. They might, influence the jury. And why?
What if they put white pastors in there? Like, did it?
Like, he today talked about there's been a coalition. He is equal opportunity bigot and racist. There was even a white rabbi lady. He didn't know who she was. But she was even into, and he just thinks that that disappearance is it's influential and it's just becoming so political. But Jesse really rubs him the wrong way. Yeah. But he did actually, yes, there's a white rabbi pastor, female. So
racism.
Motion was still denied.
Racism is one hell of a drug, isn't it?
It really is.
I mean, this week has really brought to light. I mean, okay, so we know how racist this country is. Like, we know, but like this week, we've just been like, it's like boom, boom, boom. Like, it's just in our faces, right? And just imagine the time when cameras weren't in the courts. You see that Rittenhouse judge? He's not new to this. He's been a judge. So this isn't his first rodeo.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure this is how he's been in other judges. We just don't see it.
It's interesting because I've seen on Twitter, several people have pointed out that they have re-elected him term after term after term after term. He's been in that seat for quite a while. He really has. And it's his courtroom and he runs it exactly as he pleases.
Yeah, we see.
We'll see.
I was waiting for the burgers to come in for Rittenhouse because I just knew those were coming.
Are you hungry?
Exactly. Right. You hungry, young man? What, can we take your order? Isn't he the one that talked about the Asian food?
Yes.
Is he? Okay.
Yes. The Georgia judge is a bit more reasonable.
Right. It was the attorney that talked about the Kentucky Fried guy.
Colonel Sanders, yes. And he had to tell him the next day that he found his comments reprehensible. That is the word that he used. And so he brought it up again the next day. He just left Colonel Sanders out of it.
I didn't even understand what he meant. Like, what are you talking about? It's like, what if we brought Colonel Sanders in here with whiteface? Like,
I don't know. But moving on to another bigot. Yeah. Go, Sar. Go, Nancy.
Your favorite guy?
Oh, Gosar can go suck an egg.
Yeah, Gosar
That's
got
what he can do. He'll have time now because he has been taken off of all of his committees as he should be.
what in the world do they do on the committees anyway, girl?
Mm,
Especially
talk with his,
Republicans. Like, what are they doing?
right, because they're obstructionists. Nothing
Right.
that they talk about in committee, they actually want to put out on the floor to pass. So,
Right. Right. Exactly. They're not putting any bills out unless it's something ridiculous.
yeah,
What do you think about that? What do you think about what he did? I
I
mean,
think it's
no, but
reprehensible.
I mean, I
That is
know.
the word of the evening. I think it's reprehensible. I just do not, in this climate where we've seen how incitement of violence actually leads to death, I just think it was reprehensible. I think it was irresponsible. And I think that we need to hold our elected officials to a higher standard than that. You cannot go around putting up videos of murdering the president and then a female AOC, that was just completely out of order.
Right, right. And I felt that too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so she spoke today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an AOC fan, but it just hit home as a woman and what
Mm-hmm.
women have to deal with. And like, you really did that, sir. Like, and then her talking to them and saying, if you think that that was right, then by all means vote no, right? But if
Mm-hmm.
you feel it and know that that is absolutely wrong because it's not about Gosar, it's not
Right.
about me, it's
Right.
about, governing, right? Is that if you're saying it's a joke, you want people out there to think what we're doing in here is a
Mm-hmm.
joke? No, this
Mm-hmm.
business is serious. And I love the way they had the women in the back talking. And it's like, as a woman, we're dealing with that constantly. And
Constantly.
what makes it even worse, Honor, is
Mm-hmm.
that all the Republicans, except for the two, Cheney and Z, and the guy who wrote President,
Kinzinger. Mm-hmm.
and then the
The
other one
one that voted present. Yeah.
present, there are women in the House,
Mm-hmm.
female Republicans that
That voted no.
voted no. That's
Well,
shocking. Republicans don't want to govern. Like at this point, Democrats have got to know you're governing by yourself.
and
They
just do
will,
what you need to do.
yeah, do what you need to do because they will obstruct everything.
Mm-hmm.
They really don't care if she dies. That's why they can vote no. They would be like, you know what, one less mouth we got to deal with. They really
Mm-hmm.
trying to beg them to
Mm-hmm.
see something in a way like this is awful. How could you do it? You're inciting. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
they,
Mm-hmm.
they just don't care. They don't care if you die. They don't care.
No lies detected. I don't know what else to say about that because
Yeah.
they really don't. Well, look at COVID. Look at the pandemic. They
Perfect.
were if a few elderly have to die.
Perfect.
So yeah.
That is a perfect example. They don't give a fuck if
Mm-mm.
y'all
Mm-mm.
die or not. So keep
Mm-mm.
that in mind. Keep doing what you have to do. You're not going to get them to help you do too much of
Anything.
anything. And
Right.
it's sad that they keep going back trying to, get
Mm-hmm.
stuff done with them. It's very sad. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so tell me, what happened in Georgia? Because you know that more than I do what was going
I
on.
surely did. I ran across a tweet from Midas Touch that said, "Hey, did you all know that Georgia was able to flip 41 seats
My
in
goodness.
21 counties?"
Say that
You
again.
didn't? You want to
Say
know
that
why?
again. Say that again.
41 seats in
Yo.
21 counties. Did you think that Stacey was not still out there doing what she does? 41 seats in 21 counties. Now, if you didn't know, it's because all the news could talk about was Youngkin
Right.
and the New Jersey governor's race.
Right.
There were races all over,
Right.
and Georgia was so worth noting, except it wasn't.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right. So I didn't know until you told me like 41 seats we flipped just in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
So keep hope alive. Right?
Keep hope alive.
All is not lost.
And then the next thing that you all need to do is call your cable company and tell them that you need CNN and MSNBC and all of those other non-Fox cable channels to do a little bit better in their reporting.
Right, right.
So
can we just go there for a minute?
we surely can, because we need to flesh this out a little bit.
Right, or just stay here with the media. I mean, Q-Hive. Q-Hive, what do you guys think in the chat about mainstream media and what's been going on? Because they've been dropping the ball to me. Like, it's like every morning you wake up, you hear a couple of things. You hear Biden's poll numbers are awful and they're dropping. You hear, what else do we hear about?
Oh, our VP Kamala Harris is
right. Her poll numbers
dead in the water.
Yeah,
she's not doing anything. What is she doing? There it is. What is she doing?
She's not doing anything. There's infighting. What else is there?
Her staff hates her. They talk about her behind her back.
It's like that, like it's almost like
it's not almost like they're being misogynistic.
Right.
They are trashing Black women. And this is what has been going, women in general, because Hillary caught it also. Right. So let's start there. It's not a new thing, but ever since we have our first Black female vice president, they have just been in overdrive. Everything that they can do to trash this administration. Biden's poll numbers are down. That's because you talked about his poll numbers being down.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And they talk up like infrastructure is not going to be passed. They're not on the same page.
And it's only this amount.
Right.
Instead of saying there's going to be $50 billion for lead pipe, replacement. Right. Or 50 and another 55 for water infrastructure. And I might be getting those backwards. But however much there was going to be for roads. They did not. And then you heard the mainstream talk about, well, the messaging is off. Well, yeah. Right. You guys reach more people.
Right.
Than the White House is ever going to reach through their Twitter or Facebook account. Biden is not going to be on TV every night. You all are supposed to be the relayers of real news. And some of these trash pieces that have been written, or not written, news that should have been written. We didn't see anything about Kamala, Vice President Harris's trip to France. They said overseas it was covered extensively. It went really well. At the same time, the headlines here is, what is she doing?
Right. It's true. There's a ton of things I can name, and it's like it's so dangerous for us right now because it's so critical to keep Democrats together and in unity. But then you have the media like putting a wedge in everything. It's like, if you know that the Republicans are talking about the supply and how the supplies are being backed up, why are we letting them blame Biden, right? And I get that Democrats have to come out with their own message, but then when the Democrats come on, that's not what you ask them about.
Exactly.
You're asking them about everything else except what they're being attacked on. It's not Biden's fault that supplies are backed up. Maybe it's because people are dead. Like
how about that?
Truck drivers are dead. People in the factory, they've died under Trump's administration from COVID. That is the thing. And you know what else happened that they didn't talk about? What's his name? Michael Regan, our EPA director, or the head of the EPA now, African-American guy. So infrastructure was just passed, clean pipes, all that good stuff. He is on tour, touring the deep South from Texas to Louisiana because of cancer alleys, right? He's trying to figure out what's going on, trying to fight environmental justice. No one's reporting on it. That is a
exactly. That's what they'll report on Kamala not being at the border.
Right. Right. We're literally fighting things, right? But people don't even know that this administration is actually working. The people that we put in place are actually doing what we put them in place to do, but you don't even know that it's happening right now because mainstream media, it's not sensate. Now, if Michael Regan was down in Texas and a Trump supporter came and hit him upside his head,
we'd hear about that, right?
That would be big,
but not the fact that he was there in the first place, letting Texans know that
right.
Even though your senator's favorite spot is Cancun, we're going to get your grid replaced. Right. You don't hear anything about that. Right, I just think that's a problem. Right. Mainstream media uses the news of the day or of the week, and they run with it in the most negative light that they can until it's of no longer any use to them. And another prime example of that is Afghanistan. I have not seen a news report on Afghanistan in weeks. Yeah. And then during the rollout, there was a chaotic 2-3 days. They ran with that story for the next 2 weeks, even though they managed to get thousands, tens of thousands of people out. You didn't, with no more incidents, you didn't hear anything about that. Right. Then after they got the people out, then it was, they left so many people. They left this interpreter. They left it. Oh my gosh, the poor African girls, they'll be back under Taliban rule. And then when that wasn't useful anymore, we haven't heard about any Taliban girls. We haven't heard about any interpreters because it was no longer a useful news story. So it's gone. It's gone. Right. I agree. If you haven't heard yet, or if you're just joining us, we are on a mainstream media tangent because we don't like what's been going on. They need to do better. Last one, can I just add, because this one has been bugging me for like a long time. Travis Scott. What happened at Astro World is horrible. What I'm about to say is not diminishing what happened. It's horrible that people died going to a concert because it could have been any one of us, right? However, again, for that whole time, the only name that you heard was Travis Scott. Like, you would have thought Travis Scott printed out those tickets, sold all of those tickets, was in charge of getting the people in, was in charge of security, was in charge of the amount of people that, you would have thought that he was in charge of all of that, because that was the only how the media framed it. That's exactly how they framed it. He was responsible for this and he was responsible for that. He should have heard. He should have known that that was going on and stopped the concert. Have they? Yeah, that's another one that I have an issue with. If you've been to a concert, you know how loud it is. And I've never been a musician on stage at a concert, but I would imagine with your earpieces, the music is that much louder. I have a problem with it because, again, the media, they jumped on Travis Scott. Live Nation, the promoter, along in conjunction with Ticketmaster, sold the tickets. I mean, there's blame, if that's what you want to call it, to go around, but it's still too early in the investigation to kind of, it was just clickbait. Travis, and also they threw Kylie in the mix too. She was somehow responsible. She's so callous. She doesn't care. That's terrible to say that, you would hear that there was a tragedy at this concert and you just don't care. That's just not, I mean, if she had came out and said that, by all means, let's, take off her head, but that wasn't the case at all. And the other thing they did, was bring up his record, right? Like, that's the same thing that we're saying is wrong in these courts, how they're trying to paint Ahmaud Arbery as stealing, or how they did Trayvon Martin, like, oh, he smoked weed. It's like all of a sudden now Travis Scott is awful because he was accused of, disorderly conduct in 2015, or he was
It's 2021. Let's deal with
It's
this.
2021. And it's on him because Astro World is his yearly festival that he puts on.
Absolutely.
But again, you have to look at Live Nation, the promoter, who will also have insurance to cover some of this stuff. And we really need to wait until all of the facts come out. One, more importantly, so that we can prevent tragedies like this from happening again.
Right.
Because it really was. It really was. And just another note on Travis Scott. I've read recently he set up an email for people that were affected at the concert, the victims' families, other people that may have been, that were there, for them to email if they need anything. He has said that he is going to pay the funeral cost for the families, which absolutely. And he has also said that he wants to connect with each of the families. And I thought this was really important when they are ready. He's not forcing himself upon it. He's not, throwing a load of cash. When they are ready, I am here. I want to listen. Oh, and last thing, he also set up free mental health counseling for people that were at the concert and needed. So I think at this point, until more facts come out, we mainstream media needs to report facts, inform us, and stop with the bias and the opinions.
Right. And I agree. And again, and no, we're not diminishing what happened.
I'm not diminishing.
We're
That was
just
just
saying, like, it
horrible.
was just one person was not at fault, and that's all we heard until today. Is when I heard actually Live Nation, Apple Music, and all of that. So, but let's go into something happy. Let's play a game, shall we?
Hey,
Quotes, and questions, because I know everyone is excited.
for the Q crew.
For the the Q Hive. Yes. So is everyone ready? Michelle, you in there? You in the Q Hive? All right. I hope that broadband's working for you. That broadband going. All right. Let's see. First quote. How many Black pastors does the Arbery family have? That's not a question. It's actually a quote. Someone asked that question. How many Black pastors does the Arbery family have? That is a quote, not a question. How many Black pastors does the Arbery family have? Q Live, be life. Mary,
if you were listening, I gave you a clue.
She said Q Hive, be live. I love that, Q Hive, Mary. Thank you. How many Black pastors does the Arbery family have? Where's everybody at? Plaintiff counsel. Not plaintiff counsel. Defense attorney. Yes. Defense counsel. Defense counsel. All right, next. You cannot claim self-defense in a danger you created. You cannot claim self-defense in a danger you created. This week. You cannot claim self-defense in a danger you created. Chase is a little behind, I think, because I think that
was for the last one. Yeah.
You cannot claim self-defense in a danger you created. Jeopardy.
I love that little song for Final Jeopardy.
Yes, Rittenhouse case. That's close enough.
Was the prosecutor.
Yes, exactly. Prosecutor. Prosecutor in the Rittenhouse. Okay. Let's see. What's the ethnicity of the Sesame Street's new character? That's a
Oh, this
question.
is a good one.
The ethnicity of Sesame Street's new character. I know y'all know that Sesame Street got a new character, right? You can phone Ted Cruz. He may know.
Mm-hmm.
In case you're
Ted
really,
get ready to lose his seat to a big yellow bird.
I know that bird is rocking too. Big bird for senator.
He might be up to 100,000 followers by now.
Yes,
I'm one of them.
Asian. Good job. Me too. Yes, Asian. Korean. Yep. Korean.
Yep.
Yeah,
Korean.
Asian Korean. G Young, Korean American. Yay, I'm so
I love
excited.
Sesame Street.
I'm watching that too. It's airing on the 24th, I think it said. Or
For all of you big kids
7th.
at heart,
Yes,
the 24th.
come on. Sesame Street is doing a thing called Coming Together. So that's their diversity and inclusion set. So
Nice.
good for Sesame Street, man. I love
Nice.
that thing. All right. Next quote. The Democrats don't matter. The real opposition is the media. And the way to deal with them is to flood the zone with shit.
Hmm.
The Democrats don't matter. The real opposition is the media. And the way to deal with them is to flood the zone with shit.
Somebody sounded a little heated.
He is heated. I will give a hint. We spoke about him earlier. The Democrats don't matter. The real opposition is the media, and the way to deal with them is to flood the zone with shit.
Was it Dirtball?
Oh, not Trump. Very close. He's very close to Trump.
Oh. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I know. What's that? Give them a little chance to, because they didn't catch it.
Nope.
We spoke about him
Close.
earlier. He's
Close,
round.
Chase.
He's very round and dirty. What was his job with Trump? He was the advisor, or what was?
I was gonna say something.
I don't know.
My nickname for him is Dirtball.
Okay, Brian got it. I was like, how do we get into this? Yes,
I'm
good
giving
job,
clues.
Brian. High five.
The Dirtball.
Yes, Brian, Michelle, Steve Bannon. That was tough. Okay, here's a good one. You guys should know this. Quote, the old broken down crow, Mitch McConnell had nothing to do with it. He probably was busy working on deals with China for his wife. Let me do that again.
While people are thinking on that, shipping industry, her family continues the grift, because I want to say that it was, didn't her family make between like $4 or $5 billion while Trump was in office?
Yeah.
And now there's a shipping backlog from China, which is where the company that her family owns, they do routes back and forth to China.
Imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
All connected.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Trump. Oh, good. I was going to read that again, but good job, Michelle and Chase. Okay. All right, let's see.
Brian. Woo. That was an easy one.
Nice. Definitely Trump. You're right. Okay, here's one. Here's the last one. You have a right to speak, and we have a right to react to what you say. A woman, a female woman. A woman. You have a right to speak, and we have a right to react to what you say.
They're stumped.
A female. She's high in the Democratic Party. AOC, that's close. Pelosi. Very good. Pelosi. You have a right to speak.
Sounds
and
like something she would say.
You guys want one more? I have one more. I can give you one more. Let's see. Here we go. One more. This is really the last one. There's a lot we don't know about Kamala Harris. Most people probably don't know she really grew up in Canada.
Oh.
There's a lot we don't know about Kamala Harris. Most people probably don't know she really grew up in Canada. Somebody's doing a little birtherism. There's a lot we don't know about Kamala Harris. Most people don't know she really grew up in Canada.
This was a female that said that?
This is a man that said this.
Oh, see, there we go. The misogynistic.
Yeah, this is a bad thing. They're bringing out birtherism on Kamala. Oh, Bobart or Green.
That's
No,
what I would have thought. That would
yeah,
I would have thought.
okay. Very, very close. Hint. As soon as I say this, you're gonna get it. Okay, he has dark hair. He is not a member of the he is a Republican, but he's not a senator or a congressman. He's not in Congress.
Okay, that stumped me even more.
Really? Yeah. He's on the outskirts of everything.
Well, because when you said dark hair, I'm like, Cruz or Rubio.
He definitely has a lot of dark hair. If I say more, you're gonna know. Joy loves him. I'm being sarcastic. Don't say it.
Oh, I know.
Joy has a hate relationship with him. Joy Reid. She has a special name for him too.
She certainly does.
Don't make me say his name. Nah, come on, restoring our country. Come on. All right. Last hint.
Oh, I have a hint. But this is probably going to give it to him also. He just produced a documentary.
Yeah. Come on. I know Geraldo is a very good answer. Very good answer.
Like he's still around.
He is. Taking pictures of his six-pack. That's all saggy.
Oh no.
Oh, he did.
There you go.
Yay.
Complete with nickname. Yes, there you go, Mary.
Yes, Tuckums. That was Tuckums would only say that. Yep, the Fox guy. You knew, like Sean Hannity, or who has been very quiet lately. It's been really Tucker Carlson that's been out here like a crazy person. Yeah, just out here. So thank you guys. Thank you for playing. Chase, you were the one who's late today. Like, wow. Oh, and Michelle. Y'all both. Broadband's on the way, folks. It's coming. It's coming. Thank you guys for playing. But don't leave yet. We are going to end the show with some Black excellence. Normally we just have one, but you know, as we were saying, the media really hasn't been covering the things the way that they should have been covering the things. So we really wanted to hone in on some firsts that happened during the last elections. So Black excellence. Let's go with Alvin Bragg, the first Black DA in Manhattan. And to me, that's a big deal. The first Black DA coming out of Manhattan.
That's awesome.
That's a big deal. So congratulations to Alvin Bragg. What time is it? Okay, we have Don Ratton elected to Johnson County Community College Board of Trustees.
Nice.
We have Ed Gainey. He is the first Black mayor of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Again, that is a big deal. Why didn't we know this?
Right.
Pittsburgh has the first Black mayor. How do we not know this?
Well, because Youngkin,
Um,
Virginia, and New Jersey,
right.
those are literally
That's
the
all.
only races
Yes,
they really reported on. And
absolutely.
this is the issue with mainstream media in plain sight.
Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And Eric Adams, we did hear about him. He is the second Black mayor in New York. This
Mm-hmm.
one was big. Greg Yorgi Gordy, first openly gay Black judge, Philadelphia Municipal Court.
Nice.
That's big.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? I was so upset when I read these things. I'm like, how come we're not talking about this stuff? Hey,
Right.
Kendra Hicks, first Black woman to represent Boston's 6th District City Council. I
Nice.
am in Massachusetts. I didn't know this.
And you didn't hear about
I didn't hear about this. I'm like, who is Kendra Hicks? Like, why?
that means that you need to go stand outside your local news affiliates and get on them as well. It is
Exactly.
truly an issue everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, man. Sharita Smith, first Black mayor, Lima or Lima, I'm not sure,
Mm-hmm.
Ohio. But again, first Black mayor. So that means
Right.
she's the first Black female mayor, Sharita Smith, out of
Right.
Ohio. Again, media, mainstream media. Congratulations, Chantel Brown. We did hear
Mm-hmm.
about her, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Let's see. Tyrona Garner, first Black mayor, Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Again, another big one. Uh, Quentin Hatt elected as next mayor of Waterloo, Iowa. So
Nice.
congratulations to these first
Mm-hmm.
Blacks.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to the Blacks. You know, that is Black excellence. If mainstream media is not giving it to y'all, come here, we're gonna give it to you. We're gonna
We'll
get,
give it to you. We'll
we're
give
gonna
it to
get,
you.
we're gonna get
Because we need some positivity. And you know what? And here's the I guess the downside of it is that if it's not being reported in mainstream media, then it just continues to perpetuate the stereotypes that have been out there against Black people and the Black community. There's nothing positive coming
right,
out to counter those stereotypes. It's they are complicit,
right.
quite frankly, in keeping some of those things going.
Absolutely. Uh,
Yeah.
before we close out, I just want to, just for a minute, not talk about Julius Jones, but just wanted to bring to light what's happening because
Mm-hmm.
some people may not know. Julius Jones is scheduled to be executed on tomorrow. He is
Mm-hmm.
in Oklahoma. Governor Stitt, um, the parole board has asked that his sentence be commuted, meaning
Mm-hmm.
not him being pardoned, but him taken off death row, not being put to death, just commuted to a life sentence because there's a lot of questions about whether he is guilty. He has
Mm-hmm.
remained steadfast in his innocence.
Mm-hmm.
Evidence doesn't even put him. I guess the evidence is shaky from what I read. I don't know a ton of it, but it's shaky enough for the parole board to be recommending to the governor not to
That
execute
he
this
right,
man. Let him continue to fight this case because
right.
something's not right. Governor Stitt has not answered any calls, has not talked to anyone. And this is the ongoing problem in America. What we're
Mm-hmm.
seeing in the courts, the racism, it's
Mm-hmm.
rampant, it is here.
Mm-hmm.
They are trying to make America great again as it was back in the 50s, as you can see. That's why it's
Mm-hmm.
important that we continue to vote. We just have to. These
And
governors,
every
every,
election,
every,
every election,
every,
pay attention to, you know what? I've been guilty of this. I do not, I vote in every election,
mhm,
but there have been elections where there have been judges on the ballot.
right,
And because I recognize a name and don't necessarily know their backgrounds, I check.
right,
This judge in the Rittenhouse case is, I will never do that again.
right.
I will, because you can look and see who's running for office. We
Mhm,
need to look and see what their records look like, the
right.
the fairness and how they rule from the bench. Even whether or not they offer alternative measures to
Mhm.
prison, whether it be rehabilitation or some type of work program or something other than just sending people, period, but especially young Black men and young Black women to prison.
Right.
So yeah, you have to vote. You have
Right.
to vote in every election.
Right. It's definitely it's definitely a frustrating thing, because
Mm-hmm.
just to say that this Republican governor will not even answer the phone. It's just like, I don't care. Like, they don't care. They literally don't care whether we live or die. So at this
Mm-hmm.
point, it is life and death. Like you
Mm-hmm.
say, you have
Mm-hmm.
to vote in every election. It is literally life and death. George Floyd, that whole Chauvin is in jail because of the DA, because that DA was someone that, the people voted in. He was
Mm-hmm.
Black, and not saying that Black ones always are the ones, because we know that is not true. He's a
Right.
Democrat, right? He's
Right.
going to be fair and just, and he indicted him. Whereas
Right.
if it was somebody, again, Republicans, because that's just the way it is. Like, I hate to keep saying
We have an
Republicans,
example of that too.
right?
Breonna.
Breonna Taylor, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
They won't listen to it. Charges
Because
get
the
dropped.
DA there, wasn't he a Republican? He was
Yeah,
Black, but he was a Republican, and
absolutely.
he refused to indict.
Wasn't he appointed by, not appointed, but isn't he Mitch's protege? Is that the one? Or am
He
I
may
talking about
be. He
another
may
one?
be.
Is that in Kentucky? I'm so confused with all of them. Is Mitch out of Kentucky?
Mitch is out of Kentucky. Yeah.
Or maybe it's not. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
it's another Black guy. I know he has a Black protege somewhere. I thought it
That's
was
not
Mitch.
Tim Scott.
No, it's a young guy. That is his protege too. You are absolutely right. But everyone, we have to go. We're not here next Wednesday, but please, everyone, have a great Indigenous Day.
Mm-hmm.
you know, Christopher
Enjoy
Columbus.
your families.
Enjoy your
Enjoy
family.
your food, your cuisine, whatever it may be.
Yes, yes. And we'll see you back in a couple of weeks.
Bye, guys.
Thank you,
Thank
Anna.
you for
Bye,
watching.
everyone. Bye, everyone in the chat. Hold, restoring our country. Brian, thank you. Mary, Michelle,
Chase,
Chase.
Michelle.
I don't know. Was DA? I think was there for a minute. Geraldo Rivera, he's in there. No, I'm just kidding. All right.